Welcome back, Unofficial Maniacs, for another exciting week of Unofficially PSU.com. The unofficial guy's back. After taking a week off, hey, Penn State took a week off playing a Division I AA opponent, so I decided to take a week off as well. What was there to talk about? Nothing. Domination. That was a good thing we saw in that game. Dominance over a crappy Eastern Illinois team, and it translated into what was probably their best defensive performance of the year this past week versus Minnesota. But first I got to give my shout out to the Philadelphia Phillies. World Series #2 in 2 years. Gotta love it. Bring on the damn Yankees. We're going to take them down. Go hide, Yankees. You're out. You're done. Come play with us, buddy. You're going to be toast. And on a side note to that, I wouldn't have myself caught in Philadelphia next Sunday, because that's Game 4 of the World Series in Philadelphia. And that afternoon is Giants-Eagles in Philadelphia. Talk about what could be a massacre of like real death proportions. I wouldn't want to be there. Roy, if you go, good luck to you, buddy. Don't get yourself thrown in the hoosegow. Anyway, so there's my tribute to the Phillies. We'll remove that. My new Penn State golf hat, Titleist style. That's right. After my bruising golf injury last week in the great state of Wisconsin. Aaron Hills, by the way, gotta go. They're going to have the 2017 U.S. Open. They're having the 2011 U.S. Amateur, which I'm hoping to get to. I was 9 over after 13. It was 35 degrees. I was losing about 20 to 25 yards on all my shots. So 9 over after 13. The course is unbelievable links course. Wasn't too upset. Then I stepped on a rock, twisted my ankle, and well, that was it. Yeah, golf injuries, that's right. It's not a wussy sport, people. Anyway, one more shout out before I keep going here to the Bradley bunch. I wish I was there last weekend, but the snow, no matter what, they're like the Postal Service. No rain, nor sleet, nor dark of night kept them from tailgating. I understand it was a beauty. I understand they hooked up with Orange Flag Black Dot guys, as well as Tailgate Drunk, which is a great combo. So kudos to you guys. Because there ain't no party like a Penn State tailgate party, because the Penn State tailgate party never stops. What? Anyway, alright, to football. Wow. I don't know, I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see a shutout. They looked pretty good. The offense was okay. Yeah, it didn't have to be great. The weather wasn't spectacular. But the defense, shutout. Against, Minnesota had a good passing attack. Weber's a 3-year starter. They had the best receiver probably in the Big Ten in Don't Call Me Darby Decker. And, no points. Decker had a catch. Weber had 100 yards. They only had about 140 total yards. The defense was unbelievable. The offense was good. Clark looked pretty good. They were throwing the ball. Royster looked great. Looks like Stephon Green might have hurt himself, so that's not necessarily good news. But Beecham, the third string back, number 3 in your programs, number 3 in our hearts too, probably. He looked pretty good. 4 rushes, 20 yards, looked pretty effective out there. So, the offensive line, again, looked great. I think they've gelled finally. They look really good and really strong and aggressive. Royster was aggressive running the ball, and Clark looked pretty good throwing it too. So, the offense continues to plug along. Nothing super flashy, but, except for the Iowa game, they're at least doing enough to win. So, hopefully that trend continues. But the defense, I mean, has there been a quieter, more dominant performance on defense this year? I mean, really, if you look at it, let me grab my stats. All right, total defense, let's start. They're 6th in the country in rush defense, 14th in pass defense. Well, if you can't run, you got to pass, so that's not necessarily terrible. That puts them at 5th for total defense. And the kicker is, they're 2nd in scoring defense behind Florida by less than, 0.3 of a point, and Florida has 1 less game. So their defense is unbelievable. Now, you say, they played some patsies. Okay, they did. Yeah, whatever. But they still crushed them, held them down. And, I mean, wow. That's, the defensive line, Jared Odrick is just a man-child down there. Probably the best defensive lineman maybe that's going to be going into the draft this year, which is crazy. I mean, where did he come from? Linebacking core, people have been hurt all year. People have stepped in and done very well. getting everybody back. I mean, Navarro Bowman is a man-child. He is faster than anybody I've seen at that position in a while. Josh Hall's turned into a pretty solid middle linebacker. And Sean Lee, my boy, Stuparendis. Notice my numbers finally did show up from Jostens. Thank you. They were just delayed a little bit. Jersey came first, but then, yeah, the numbers just appeared. It was great. But I mean, the linebacking core and then the secondary, which I thought was going to be the biggest hole, so far has been pretty good. I love DeAnton Lynn. Our boy A.J. Wallace is playing well. Yeah, the safeties, Astorino's good. The other safety position's still a little shaky. Nick Suke's doing okay back there, but that position's still a little bit iffy, but hey, so far these guys have been great. So kudos to the defense. You know, Tom Bradley, you know, I'll say it all the time. Please, you know, a little bit more better situational blitzing, but hey, 0 points. You can't complain about that, can you? No, not at all. So that brings us to what we have coming up this week. A trip to the Big House. Concerns? Well, it's only our second road trip of the year. You know, it's the Big House. For whatever reason, that's been our nemesis. Paterno's only has 1, maybe 2 wins there, and you know, it's been our nemesis. But what's the good news? Well, Michigan's defense is terrible, so we should be able to score. They have a true freshman, 2 true freshmen at quarterback, so we should be able to rattle them. And who's that going to be on? Tom Bradley. Listen up, buddy. Blitz him, make him confused, make him make decisions that are going to be bad ones. Don't let him sit there like you did 2 years ago with that Ryan Mallett, and you picked you apart, jerky. Play aggressive. And they have Dick Rod as the coach. Enough said. The guy's a menace to college football. He should be in the pros, where there is no cheating really, and he needs to, you know, he's just a menace to society out there. Anyway, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a strange trip. We are going to have, you know, our second road trip, but I think we can handle it. I really do. I mean, we're going to be able to score points. Our defense is unbelievable, and as long as Mr. Bradley keeps up the aggressiveness and doesn't let this kid get into a rhythm and just blitzes him and makes him confused and makes him make bad decisions, and Navarro Bowman will be able to chase down shoestring or no shoestrings Jackson or whatever the hell his name is, I don't see a problem. And I think, you know, looking at what Ohio State does and the impending implosion of Terrell Pryor, which is going to be great. I think he's just going to totally melt down at Beaver Stadium in 2 weeks, and I cannot wait to see that. You know, I think that this is going to be the game. If we get past this, the way our defense is playing, yeah, I think we can, you know, if somebody could beat Iowa, thank you, Wisconsin, this week. You had them at home, and you blew it. Why? And people don't even tailgate 2 hours before the game. Come on, Wisconsin, you're hurting me here. So, Ohio State, maybe they can beat Iowa. I don't know. Iowa's scraping by the skin of their teeth. But in any case, I think Penn State goes up to Michigan. I think they get the job done. I think they're ready. I think the Iowa game was a fluke. Too much pressure Clark put on himself in that game. I think this game he's going to come out loose. The offensive line is gelled. They're aggressive. The defense is unstoppable. And, you know, quite frankly, Michigan, you know, they can score, but I don't know. I think our defense against their offense is just going to make it one hell of a day for Mr. Tate Forcier. Should have come to Penn State, buddy. You would have been a lot better off. Anyway, I see Penn State with victory. I see Penn State winning, let's say 31-13. 31-13, Penn State in the Big House. Bringing it back to Northwestern next week and then home for Ohio State where we crush Terrell Pryor. I cannot wait for that. Anyway, unofficial player of the game, we'll go with Jared Odrick. Couple sacks, wreaking havoc all day long. I mean, the guy is going to be the best defensive lineman in the draft, so let's go G.O. Yeah, or J.O., whatever. And, you know, let's see what Penn State can do on the road at Michigan. I think this is our year to take care of them in the Big House. Anyway, as always, it's a pleasure. For the glory, let's go State. Beat those nasty Wolverines and Coach Dick Rod. Oh, yeah. For the glory. Fight on.